Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to create this textured character illustration in the app Infinite Painter. This tablet I'm using is Samsung S7 tablet, and I'm going to explain in detail about the brushes I'm using to draw this and what are the steps I've done to make this background, all those stuff. So let's start. First, the outline I have made is I have recorded in a separate video and uploaded. So if you haven't watched it yet, please check the link in the description. So first, I'm going to just delete the sketches layer which I drawn before. Now I'm okay with the outline layer, so I just deleted the sketches layer, and now I'm going to apply the color for the hair. So I'm using wand tool. What is special with wand tool is you can select in particular any particular portion of the drawing and apply colors easily. And if you are using filler option, you can simply just click on that part by on the all layers option, and you can fill. So, and you can find small minute gaps all over here and there while using this filler tool. This is the main issue I have with the Infinite Painter. Whenever I use apply filler, this thing happens, but I don't know how to resolve it. And I have tried so many settings option, so many other ways, but if I'm using black color, I can simply just fill and drag it down to fill the minute gaps. But for other colors, I don't find any solution. If you know any solution for that, please tell me in the comments. So now I'm done coloring with the hair, and yeah, here I have shown to click the layers option next to the colors while using the fill tool if you want to consider the layer drawing on the other layer and fill using the fill in the separate layer. And next I'm going to show you how to use the wand tool, especially when you use the brush. So select any particular portion in your drawing which is in some other layer, and using the brush tool you can simply brush. This is very helpful when you are drawing a textured illustration, and if you want to apply some textured colors to it in particular in any particular part of the drawing. So this is very helpful. So now again I'm just filling the gaps, minute gaps. Next I'm going to apply colors for the eyebrows, and continuously I'm just applying for all the colors, all this in one layer itself. So for the skin and for the eyes, and black for the black, the eye part. And then for the butterfly I'm going to use the red color and some blush color. Make sure if you want to use the filler tool to apply colors, make sure there is no gap in the drawing. We can find some minute gap when you are using like a tapered inker brush, something like that. So I used coarse coarse inker brush to draw this outline. So it is like the edges and the which means the starting and ending part of the brush is like thin, so sometimes so the gap appears. In that case, if you want to use the filler option, just make sure you use the color which you want to fill with. Just create an outline inside of the drawing and fill it with that color. And here also we can get the same problem of that like minute white color thing, the gap recognition in this app. So which is very problematic in this Infinite Painter according to me. Other than that, the brushes are really good. So yeah, I'm just clicking somewhere and it is coming out of the app. Sorry for that. So now I'm just adding colors to the stem and filling the gaps wherever it is visible. So yeah, okay, I'm okay with this. Now I have just applied color to all the parts. Now in a separate layer I'm just going to apply the background color, which is like very mild shade of the green. So it's almost near the white. So next I'm going to use the bushes. The brush is called a bush, AHSTHENE. This brush is available in the Infinite Painter community. I downloaded it from there. If you don't know how to download the brushes from this app, please check the description. I have mentioned the link of how to download. I have made a tutorial about that thing. So in the background, this brush I'm using in a separate layer to draw these bushes like background using this brush, and I'm using different gradients of the green color. First dark green, then something less darker than that, and like that I'm just gradually reducing the darkness and created this background. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So in another layer I'm going to use a brush called Stars in the Sky. This brush also I have downloaded this from the Infinite Painter community. So okay, sorry, before that I'm just adding texture to the what is it, dress, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one layer for the darker shades to apply the shadows, like those things. So the brush I'm using is Scratch Shader from pencil tool. So why I'm using separate layer is that I'm going to do two things. One is to apply shadows, which is darker thing, and another thing is highlight, which is a lighter thing. So when I'm using in this layer, I'm just applying shadow and all those textures like that. So for this I'm keeping the blending mode of the layer as linear burn. So we can just simply select, I have chosen some purplish color to create this shadow. Yeah, so I'm just added the texture to the cloth. So next to the skin, for the skin on all those all the other parts, I'm using the brush called Willow, WILLO. So this is from charcoal tool. So this brush suits well for the shadow application. So I just reduce its opacity of the brush as well as the layer. So I'm applying the darker shadow like things to all the parts for the skin, which means for the hands, face, all those things. One side it's going to be like darker one, and the other of the hand, all these things, it's going to be like highlighted one. So I'm applying the shadow for the face as well. I am not making any perception here, just simply like if the light is at one side and the face part with where the light is seen or called highlights. So for that I'm going to use a separate layer. So when the light is on other side, the opposite side of the body will look like a little bit darker or a shaded one, shadows like that. So for that parts I'm going to use the darker one, darker colors. So to create that darker effect, I'm going to use the linear burn blending mode layer. So for the hair part, the hair behind my the neck, I'm just making it darker as much as possible. So, and I'm adding more of wavy texture to the hair. So I just used the wand tool to create this wand tool is very helpful, especially when you want to create some textured illustration. So we can apply texture to any part of the illustration very easily without disturbing all other those things. So now I'm creating another layer to apply highlights. Sorry. So for this, I just kept this blending mode as soft light. If it is IBS PaintX app, we can use add blending mode to apply highlights, but this Infinite Painter app doesn't have that add blending mode. So I'm using soft light blending mode to apply some highlights. So now the highlight for the hair is almost over. So now I'm going to draw the highlights for the face, hands, and all those things. So I'm just selecting face, hand using wand tool. So this wand tool consider all the layers when it comes to selection of particular shape. So we can just simply click and select the part. So now I'm just adding highlight. I hope it is visible to you, like a little bit brighter thing, and I have reduced the opacity of this layer as well. So yeah, I'm okay with the shade. You can find the difference with the shadow and the highlight one. So for the cloth, I'm going to apply the shades now. The happy thing about this linear burn, soft light, all this blending mode is that you can simply use one color and apply, especially for the linear burn blending mode. It's very helpful. We no need to choose a separate color for each and every part to apply separately. In the linear burn blending mode is very helpful for that. So we can just simply select one color and the color changes accordingly based on the background color. So yeah, now it is ready, and I'm going to add some details to the background. As I have told you already, this brush is a stars in the sky brush. I downloaded this from Infinite Painter community. So just if it is not visible to you, I just zoom it in so you can find something like a lights here and there blinking. So yeah, so it is not clear so far. So I'm going to choose the bushes layer and going to use Gaussian blur to reduce the details of the bushes. Now I don't want that more detailed background, so I just reduce its opacity. I just increased its blur, and now you can see that blinks here and there visible. So now next thing I'm going to do is adding details to the leaves flying here and there. Again, I'm using billow brush for that, and I'm using this in the linear burn blending layer. And again, I'm going to do the highlight at another side. So I am doing this in the soft light blending mode layer. So yeah, now it's completed. Next, I'm going to use the coarse inker brush to add some details to the hair. Again, I'm using wand tool to select, and now I'm going to apply some details to it. So still I find something is missing in this, so I want some more highlights in this layer. So I use something like blush color, since the color is more matching with this brown hair. So I just reduce its opacity of the brush and using this and that, and I'm adding some more darkness using some purple color and the blending linear burn blending mode layer. So I'm done with the highlights and details of the hair. So now I'm applying highlights and details, shades to the butterfly. Now I'm doing in linear burn layer. Now I'm just adding highlights, some bright color to it in the soft light blending mode layer. So I'm going to apply some blush to the face, in the cheeks. So I'm using airbrush brush from this available in the sprayers tool. So I just reduce its opacity and using some blush color. And I'm also applying this on the nose. So don't apply too much or like more detailed one. If you feel like it is not smudged that much, use the blend tool which is available next to the brush tool. So you can just simply blend and make it look like more smooth thing. So I actually forgot that I'm drawing all this in a single layer. So if I use eraser, I'm going to erase the skin also, so I forgot that really. So now I'm using airbrush blend to like smudge it off all the blushes evenly. So evenly spreaded one is ready. Now I'm going to export this as a JPEG file. So this is the final look. I'm just really in love with the details and texture of this illustration. So I hope you like this too. So if you like this, please subscribe to my channel. More such tutorial are coming soon. Thank you.